Who are we here with?
Okay guys, we're here with Evan Singleton. Met Evan last year in the States. This year you won that show, and now you're here to dominate. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I got here about 3 weeks ago. Been testing all the equipment. I'm just getting stronger and stronger, and I'm getting a lot more confident with everything. So it's going to be a really good show. I'm really excited to compete in front of the crowd.
This is your first time in front of a big Giants Live crowd.
You're going to love it, Evan. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, I feed off of this.
We have so many guys right now with the potential of winning the World's Strongest Man title. It's probably the most competitive era we've ever had in terms of the amount of people that have the ability to win.
Yeah.
One guy we want to talk about today who is just flying up the ranks. He's come first and second in his last 2 big international shows is Evan Singleton. Just this weekend he won the World Open, beating a host of incredible athletes. A few weeks before that in the Royal Albert Hall he was second. He's performing consistently well. He's improved tremendously on certain events. And he's a bit like Marmite. Some people, a lot of the fans either love or hate him. I know Auntie Liz thinks he's really, really cool.
I've got a big soft spot for Evan. I just, you know, he's a bit goofy, and but we are too. And, you know, he plays a character, but, you know, promoters like it. It's going to get him invited to shows. Fans are starting to get a little bit more on board with that type of thing.
Do you know one thing that was, I think, that really came across this weekend in Manchester? He toned it down a little.
Yeah.
He toned it down a little, and you really saw the raw emotion that you know, how much this means to him.
Yeah.
I mean, when he took the win in that last event, and you could just see in his face, you know, it wasn't the show off, you know, the kind of bragging, you know, not bragging, but, you know, he puts on this bravado that you know, he kind of plays other athletes down and stuff like that.
There between what can be perceived as arrogance and actually moving people. People want to be moved. We love a story. It's in our nature, and we want to get behind people. Now, I think if I hadn't known Evan sort of personally for the last couple of years, I think just as a fan, I probably wouldn't like him either.
If you just saw what you see out in front.
Yeah, so I totally get why a lot of people have felt that way, but having known him this whole time, and, you know, I remember when he had a conversation with you for the talk in Strongman, not just, and I don't mean to embarrass him, sorry Evan, not just the conversation that you had afterwards when the cameras stopped rolling, he thanked you for always having his back when other people doubted him or put him down. You've always championed him, and he was so grateful for that.
We put out a little thing a couple of years back on 3 athletes we thought would really go on to do big things.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten
remember
about that.
And he was one of the athletes in that. Actually, the others were Aaron Page, who obviously sadly passed away, and then Trey Mitchell.
Yes.
So, you know, it wasn't a bad list of athletes to predict, but Evan is just one of those guys that he's so driven to achieve his goals. He wants to be the world's strongest man. He's willing to push himself to do that.
He's one of those people, it's sort of do or die with Evan. He does not know how to, I don't feel that he knows how to rein it in or turn it.
Do you know one of the things, I mean, when we were looking at his strongman history just before we kind of set up for this, and obviously podium in the last 2 Giants Lives he's done. He won the North American Championships in 2019. I competed him for the first time in the 2018 North American Giants Live Open.
And that was his first proper competition. That wasn't an amateur competition.
I think he came 7th or something like that. Where is it? 8th. He came 8th out of 10, but you could tell there was something about him, you know. And since then, the improvement has just been tremendous. Now, he's not, I say he's not performed great. He's been unlucky. He got injured last year at World's Strongest Man, tore his bicep. And then this year he got food poisoning.
Yeah.
And I think World's Strongest Man is going to be the toughest show for him because of the type of athlete that he is.
Yes.
He is extremely, you know, he gives everything.
Yeah. And that's hard to harness over such a long period of time like Worlds has had.
The short one-day shows suit him because you can get fired up and you can get through the events.
Exactly like you.
Exactly like me.
Yeah.
Well, let's say a younger me.
Prime Lozzie.
But he's better. yeah, I was very much, you know, the one-day shows I loved because I could get myself wound up, get myself fired up. And the problem with that is that afterwards you crash.
You crash, yeah.
And World's Strongest Man is such a slow-paced show. It's done over multiple days. You might just do 1 or 2 events a day to get yourself fired up, like someone like Evan or myself or some of the other athletes might do. And then you kind of have to kind of bring yourself down and do it again and again. It can be tough.
And that's assuming it all runs on time and you're not told to go out. No, come back. Or the weather's changing and we need to do this. We need to send up the drone. All of those things, they're emotionally
draining. It takes a bit of experience. It took me a good few years to sort of really understand that, right, I cannot go 100% on this event. I've got to kind of, you know, just stay calm, understand when to switch on and when not. And he's learning to do that now, and he's getting better and better. And I really believe him when he says he's going to win.
He's got absolutely everything it takes to win in terms of talent. It is going to be that mental...
Let's go back a couple of years, and his stones were a weakness. His deadlift was a weakness. He's always been a good presser. You know, he's always moved well with weights. This guy can move exceptionally well. He's the one guy that could potentially challenge the likes of a Kiliashkovsky on things like yokes and farmers walks and stuff like that. Looking at him over the last few months, I'm not seeing any weaknesses. His stones are looking better and better. He just deadlifted 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
You know,
certainly
that's
not a weakness.
crazy. He beat Mark Felix on a grip event.
Yeah.
You know, his pressing is unbelievable. He's just, you know, and he says himself, he's not trying to chase world records.
No.
He wants to be as well-rounded as possible so that he has the opportunity to win shows. Winning shows is more important to him. I like that. I think it's, you know, if you want to win the World's Strongest Man, you need to be good at everything.
Of course.
And he's just showing no weaknesses. He's entertaining. And he is respectful behind the scenes. You know, some people ask, "Oh, is he a dick behind the scenes?" No, he's not. He's a good guy.
There's banter,
he helps the other athletes
a lot as well, doesn't he?
Oh, he
takes
gives as much
very
as he
well.
gets. You know, he's just a fun guy to be around.
Yeah.
And one of many athletes that is impressive right now. You know, there's a whole host of guys that could win right now. It's going to be an exciting time. You know, I still believe Luke Richardson is going to go on and do great things. Evan is going to go on and do great things. We have Tom Stoltman, who won Worlds this year. You've got Alexei, who won last year. This year, we are going to see the return of Kiliashkovsky and Lissis.
It's going to be so fascinating to see, obviously, post-recovery, how those two are going to stack up against these guys who, when they last competed against them, were a level or 2 down, and now everyone's risen up. It's so hard because not only are you dealing with the rehab from your own injury, the sport moves on while you're not in it. So it's gonna, I mean, I really hope they can both come back fighting fit because they're both incredible athletes. So.
If they can both come back at their best and we have all this improvement from these younger guys.
Oh, it's gonna be mental.
And then, you know, you can never count out the likes of a Brian Shaw.
No, God.
You know,
Wayne came second at World's Strongest Man.
Maxime Boudreau.
Yes.
That guy's improving.
Third at Worlds.
Bobby Thompson, Trey Mitchell. Just there's, you know, countless names that we can throw out.
Kevin Ferris and people like that. There's so many.
It's just, I mean, Ian Bibby, if that guy gets focused. You know, we saw what he did. There's so many great athletes. It's an exciting time in the sport. I really believe in Evan. You know, I said a couple of years ago, I think this guy's one to look out for. I genuinely believe he will one day win World's Strongest Man. He's just got the frame. He's 6'6". He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's massive.
You know, he's adding muscle to his frame all the time. He moves exceptionally well, and I don't see a weakness in his performance anymore.
And you can't doubt his mental toughness either, can you?
Mentally tough. He wants it more than anything. You know, he's just come over to the UK. He's just flown back, but he came over for a good few months. Spent time training with people.
He's committed,
you know, trying to develop. And, you know, he's coming back. He's got the Shaw Classic coming up, which is going to be a tough show for him. But 8 events. He's a good all-rounder. He could do extremely well in that. And then there's plenty more shows this year. He's getting the experience. I think by World's Strongest Man next year, if he's fully fit, he is definitely a threat. While you're here, guys, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my awesome strength content.